Survivor detected. Hardiman Aerospace, North Star 4. Manual oxygen refill required. Hardiman Aerospace, North Star 4. Survivor detected.
Hello. Okay, it's picking up. Alright, man, I did this. This is like the third time I've done this. Move this down. Okay. What is up, everybody? Welcome. I am back in the building. I need to turn this a bit more this way, probably. Or maybe just move my video window a little bit. Hold on here, folks. Alright, and my McDonald's cup. My water cup. Okay. Let's go ahead and mute this down a little bit. What is up, everybody? Welcome to VR365 Live. What is going on? It is Thursday. It is January 2nd, and it is a little bit after 5 p.m. Now, I just did an episode yesterday, but that was supposed to be a bonus episode. It was supposed to be a bonus episode because I missed last Thursday's episode. And so I wanted to make up for that with a bonus episode. Did that on New Year's Day. And that was the real episode. This one is kind of just kick back, relax. But we can cover some topics. We can get into some news. I also have a number of trailers for upcoming games. They're all kind of small, nothing really major. But I thought we could just kind of do a quick little banger of an episode and work it out like that. So that's pretty much the plan for this episode today. So let's see here. Let me get my stories together. And all right. Okay, so one of the first stories, we got a couple of different stories that I wanted to get into. And these aren't necessarily like brand new stories that have just hit the airwaves very recently. These stories have been around for a little while, but I haven't commented on them, so I might as well do that, right? And so one of the first things that we are going to get into today is the Bigscreen cinema update that is going on. So, of course, we have Bigscreen, right, which is available for pretty much all the major VR platforms. And I really haven't used it very much, but there's a lot of people that really love it. They swear by it. They think it's really incredible. And now they're kind of stepping up their game. You know, they're adding actual real movies that you can actually watch in there. Some of them are 3D, and 3D movies in a VR headset, a lot better than your typical 3D movie, or when you used to have a 3D TV. A lot of times you're going to get some crosstalk, you're going to get some flicker, and so 3D, when you're actually in a VR headset, considerably better. So they're going to have some 3D movies, they're going to have big movies. They signed a deal. They got a trailer that kind of talks all about it. Why don't we go ahead and check that trailer out real quick, and we'll get some more information on it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pump up the volume on this Adrift trailer. And we're going to check out the new Bigscreen cinema trailer, and then we can talk about it right when I come back. So let me go ahead and pump it up a little bit. We'll be right back.
asking me to leave my family.
Okay, man, you know, I got to tell you guys, I'm using a, hold on, let me get this resized in here. So I used to always use 4K video downloader to download any little trailer, any little video that I saw off YouTube. I would use 4K video downloader. And one of the nice things about 4K video downloader is after you download it, like if it happens to be 720p or something like that, you get like there's a little thing on the right hand side where you can see, oh, that trailer's 720p. So now I got to grab that trailer, run it through like a quick program just to upconvert it to 1080p so it'll fit my window right, okay? Now I'm not using 4K video downloader because it just doesn't want to work for me anymore. I've completely deleted it off my computer. I've re-downloaded it. Doesn't matter. It hates me. So I'm using this other thing called like YouTube DLG or something like that, and it actually works really good. The problem is it doesn't give me any kind of an indicator that lets me know what resolution the trailer is. So I'm assuming, you know, I have it set for like, no, I just have it set for MP4. I don't have it set for 1080p. So I got to figure out something around this because this is going to be really screwing me up. Every trailer I go to is going to be like playing Russian roulette. But anyway, let's go ahead and get into the topic. So the topic at hand here is big screen cinema. And I like the idea. I like the concept. I mean, this looks really good. Like this whole thing looks like it makes a hell of a lot of sense. You can use it on an Oculus Go. You can use it on an Oculus Quest. You can use it on a Rift S. I'm assuming like Valve Index. Basically, all the major headsets out there. You can do this with it, right? And it's a cool idea. It's a cool concept. But I'm here to rain on your parade because I think they're trying to do this about 5 years too early. All right. I don't know. You know, I guess I disagree with a lot of people that are out there because I know, what was it? FeelReal. They talked about this on their most recent FeelReal episode. And the last regular episode of Virtual Strangers, I believe they talked about this as well. And in both cases, very positive, very upbeat, like this is a good thing. This is a good idea. This is, you know, this makes a lot of sense. Yes, this is the way forward for movies. Like this is going to be a game changer, right? Well, not exactly, because here's the problem. Bottom line, our resolution simply is not good enough for this stuff, in my personal opinion. The resolution just isn't there. Period. Dot. No, do not try this. Don't try this. Okay, maybe somebody needs to shut me up and I need to try this myself. I need to bite the bullet and pay $4. The other problem is, okay, so $4, starting at $4, you know, I don't know how it works out in terms of what movies are $4 and what movies aren't. And then some of these movies are 3D, some of them aren't 3D. And you can see show times every 30 minutes. So every 30 minutes, you know, they're starting up a new show and you can hop in and it's got the virtual cinema thing. So you can kind of see a little avatar floating next to you. All of that is really great. The problem is I just don't believe the resolution is there. I don't believe the resolution is there yet. I believe there's going to be a day. See, here's the thing. There's going to be a day where we're going to be in our VR headsets, right? And we're going to be able to create a screen of virtually any size within our field of view within the VR headset. And that screen is going to look the equivalent of a legitimate 4K TV that we would have in real life. It's going to look almost that good. Not quite, but it's going to look pretty goddamn good. And when that day comes, you're going to be able to like put a screen here and put a screen here, and you're going to have all these screens floating all over. And if it happens to be an AR headset, and you got to walk to your bathroom because you got to, and the screens are floating, and it's going to be a beautiful thing. I believe in this future, but I believe that this future is not here now. I don't believe this future is here now. Now, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I need to try this out, but I don't think the resolution is there. I think even if you got like a HP reverb, nah, the resolution isn't there, but other people are saying no. So let's go ahead and see what some of these people are saying here in chat. Jarillo says, might as well start early and build a library. Slayblaze says, I wonder what the big screen concurrent user count is. David Cole mentions, by the way, if you do rent one of these puppies, they are gone in 48 hours. I imagine there's like trailers or something, right? So you could probably get some kind of sampler. They should have like a little 5-minute sampler of the movies to give you kind of a 5-minute feel for it. VR Spry Guy says, I think the movies look good. David Cole says 1080p 3D. The VR Mang says, Netflix is awesome on the Quest. I use it frequently. Here's the thing. I have used Netflix on my Oculus Go and my Quest. And it's decent enough. It's decent enough to watch a show. But it's not this movie experience that people are dreaming. Like look at this trailer. The trailer looks crystal clear. Everything looks beautiful. I don't believe it's going to look like that. My biggest worry is the same worry that Oculus had a while back. This idea of poisoning the well, all right? And I think the same thing when it comes to sporting events. Now, this might be a hell of a lot better than sporting events because these are movies. They've been pre-recorded. They can use some kind of encoder or whatever, and they have it in a certain format. And assuming your internet bandwidth is good enough and assuming they buffer the movie enough, it's probably going to be way better than like the sports samples that we've seen. But like a lot of the video related stuff that I've seen in VR, it's a bad look, man. I wouldn't want to show anybody it because if I showed someone it, they'd be like, oh, this is how it is? Oh, call me back in 10 years when we've got clarity. And I'm kind of the same way. The other problem I have with this too is you're really going to wear a VR headset for 2 hours and just sit there and watch a movie? Because I sure as hell ain't. These headsets got to be like, how many grams are these headsets? Like 600 grams, 500 grams? We got to get down to like 150 grams or under 200 grams. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know about this future, man. I'd love to believe in this future. Am I just the oddball? Am I the weirdo here? You guys know what's going on, and I'm the weirdo. I don't know, because this just seems like a bad idea. It just, I mean, I can see the long-term future. Like, I believe in the dream. I do believe in the dream. See, the dream is the advanced Facebook avatars and that kind of stuff. Imagine if, like, let's say you got a good buddy. He lives in Florida. You live in Nevada, okay? You never get to see each other anymore. You guys were big-time Star Wars fans, and you went and saw all the Star Wars movies together. And imagine how cool it could be if you and your good buddy were watching the same movie. You feel like you're in a real movie theater. You're looking over there, and there's an advanced avatar. Not these avatars. I'm talking advanced avatar, like facial tracking, eye tracking, eye movement, all that shit. Like, I want to see this when it's really ready. And this kind of worries me because I look at this and it makes me think of Magic Leap. It makes me think of OnLive. It makes me think that they're trying to do this about 5 years before the technology is ready. But I don't know. Seems like a lot of you guys like this stuff. Maybe I am completely off my rocker. Gerillo says, well, I can play games for 2+ hours. That's true. There are people that do this. I guess I'm just an oddball weirdo. Chris Richardson says, I watched 6 hours of Watchmen with my sister in one sitting in Quest, Anthony. We binged it and had a great time. But how's your neck, Chris Richardson? Are you hitting the chiropractor right after that? Maybe I'm the oddball here. Okay, VR Spry Guy says they have 3D trailers running 24/7. Go in and watch. Yeah, maybe I should have actually tried this out before I opened my big pie hole. I probably should have done that. Mark Bond says it does have outdoor theater with campfire, I think. I mean, that is cool. It is cool, no question about it. And I can imagine, like, but the thing is, whenever I see this stuff, it just makes me think about the future when it's going to be done right. You know, when it's going to be done really right. Like, I keep thinking of this future. Like, imagine, like, Ready Player One style. You know what I mean? Where, like, imagine we had full FOV. So 100%, like, whatever human vision is for your FOV, full FOV, right? Actual body tracking. So your body... So basically, from a visual standpoint, you are in another place. You've got full FOV, you've got body tracking, so you look down, you see your chest, you see your arms and everything. Imagine you're walking in the theater. You know, you're walking, you're looking down the aisles, you go find your aisle, you sit down. Now, obviously, you have to have VR chair accessory not included, you know, so your chair goes zzz, right into place. You sit down, and, you know, you're watching the movie. And you're looking around at everything. You got full FOV, resolution incredible. You can see the person right next to you. The movie looks good. You know, the other thing I was wondering about this today is how perfectly is it synced up? You know, because one person's stream and another person's stream, like, I brought up this idea where, okay, one guy's in Florida, the other guy's in Nevada. Now, are their streams of the movie going to be perfectly synced? Because they really need to be. I imagine you're like going into an instance. So every 30 minutes, they have like a new instance and it's on a specific server. And so I guess if you and your buddy, you're in Nevada, they're in Florida, if you're both in the same server, then if the movie has like a little hitch or something, or it's pausing for a second, hopefully it would happen for both of you guys simultaneously. Because it would really suck if like one person's movie experience is like 5 seconds ahead of the other person, because that could really ruin things in certain key moments and stuff. Like somebody just starts laughing and you're like, why are you laughing? And then 5 seconds later you're laughing. So I wonder about all these things. But you know what? I got to try this. Man, chat is really out of control. So you guys really like this. Okay, David Cole says, with the Rift S, no issue with 2 hours. Old Rift couldn't do it. Yeah, I don't know. I still feel like we don't have the comfort. I still feel like even Rift S, even Valve Index, like people talk about the Valve Index, the comfort, I believe we've got a long ways to go, ladies and gentlemen. I believe we have a long ways to go. Okay, Jarilla says, this stuff has to start early, so I say good for them in Bigscreen. Yes, none of it is perfect, but when next-gen headsets hit, their software will be ready and the library will be selective. True. But my question again is poisoning the well. Okay, so Mark Bond says, the streams are very close. That's not good enough. I mean, if you're really going to enjoy it with your buddy, I don't know that it's good enough that the streams are really close. I think the streams need to be freaking flawless. Okay, Extra at Ease says the theaters and UI is really well done. I can imagine that. I definitely can imagine that because when you're doing Netflix, like the little fake little theater rooms that they give you for Netflix is actually quite cool. And I can have a decent experience in Netflix. But having said that, okay, let's say I'm a big Westworld fan, which I am, or like Walking Dead, not really into that anymore. I used to be into it. They kind of lost me. But when I was a big Walking Dead fan, or like Black Mirror or whatever, here's the difference with like Netflix and those kinds of shows is like, would I want to watch a brand new episode of Black Mirror, a brand new episode of The Walking Dead, a brand new episode of Westworld? Is that the way that I want to experience it? No, it's not. I want clarity. I want crispness. I want it to be proper as hell. That's not the way. Now, if I'm just watching like an old episode of Friends or something, sure, because, or some episode that I've already seen, yeah. But based on, like, if it's very similar to Netflix in terms of like the video quality, no bueno, baby, no bueno. But I got to try this. You guys are saying that, okay, Mark Bond says, seemed to me the sync was off by less than a second when I was streaming to a friend in my own room. Okay, that's not too bad. I mean, if it's within a couple of seconds, probably not too bad. Jarillo says, only time I noticed any screen door effect was on my Vibe Pro and Quest and Bigscreen. Lack of RGB display does kind of get in the way a bit, but if you try Anth with your index, you will not feel the resolution is not ready. Huh. All right, well, I'll try this. I will absolutely try this. I have to try this. I still don't know about the time factor. Like, I think I could convince myself, an episode of Black Mirror, though, is sometimes like watching a movie. An episode, and the 3D, do they have samples of the 3D? Because the 3D is supposed to be a real major improvement. That's where you get a real bonus out of that. I believe in this future. I do believe in this future. But I just think it's maybe a little early. But I guess I got to try it. So anyway, I mean, it's a great idea. It's a great concept. And Bigscreen, I mean, how lucky are they if they really are the leaders in this category and they really get to hold on to this and they make agreements with a lot of other movie studios and stuff, and this really freaking catches on and they got the start early. Like, is this Netflix 10 years before or 20 years before it became Netflix? Maybe, I don't know. I mean, the idea is cool. Like, I mean, my mom, for example, lives in like a retirement facility. She's got some memory issues and stuff, so she needs like extra care. So she's like in this facility. She has her own little apartment and stuff, but there's people, they check on her, they give her pills at the right time and all these sorts of things, right? And she's kind of far away from where I live. I don't get to see her that often. But if like I could just pop in and virtually, if I could virtually just pop in and she's like watching the 49er game or something, and I could pop in for an hour and it's like I'm virtually sitting on the sofa with her and she's watching the 49er game and we're sharing that experience, like that's really cool. And I do believe in that future, and I believe that future is inevitable, and I believe that future is coming, but you guys are saying the future is now. That would be cool if it really is this great. That would be cool. Jarilla says, make sure to try the 3D stuff. It really is the highlight. VR Spry Guy says, the problem with Bigscreen is you can't kiss your date during the show. Yeah, and you can't, the popcorn doesn't taste quite the same. Christopher Davis says, I played a 3D version on Tangled in Bigscreen where the colors popped and it was looking really good in VR. And David Cole says, if you have Kodi, you can generate your own movies as well. Chris Richardson says, I'll stream a movie with you, Anthony. Want to watch Once Upon a Time in Hollywood? I just want to sample it. I want to sample it because, again, like an episode of Stranger Things is what, like 44 minutes or 40, like your typical 1 hour TV show. If you just watch the 1 hour TV show with no commercials, it's like what, 48 minutes, 44. Like, I can probably hang with that. I can do that. I don't think these headsets have that kind of comfort. I mean, maybe the Oculus Go, though, because the Oculus Go, I mean, that is the one nice thing about having the strap that is on the back of the Oculus Go. It gives you the option of kind of laying back and really chilling out. You can have a nice pillow. and the Oculus Go, in terms of like resolution and everything, I mean, it's pretty close to a lot of this other stuff, so you're not really losing a hell of a lot. So you could probably use an Oculus Go with this. Okay, wait, Shiny Robot says, I run Bigscreen at 400% super sampling. Looks nice, runs well. Wow, you guys are really big screening it out. Okay, that's interesting. So I'm kind of the bad guy here. But yeah, that's cool. X-Ready says resolution is adequate. I think they're using very high res files. And yeah. So, that's interesting. Maybe a lot better than I ever thought it was. Okay, well, that's cool. If I'm completely wrong with something, I don't have a problem with that. All right, well, why don't we go ahead and get into our next story. And the next story is about FeelReal. And you guys remember this. I don't remember when this actually hit the scenes, but I remember when the whole FeelReal thing happened, and I was like, is this shit for real, man? Is this for real? Is what I had to say about it. Like when we first got these videos and stuff, and I'm like, and look at Kylo Ren, the Kylo Ren adapter. I mean, it is straight up Kylo Ren for that ass. Like, no question about it. And, they show these people, yeah, Kylo Ren, it's no big deal. You can Kylo Ren right along with me. So, yeah, when we first heard about the FeelReal thing, I mean, I thought it was kind of funny and kind of crazy looking. But it's like a real thing. Look at that. It weighs only 7 ounces, Wi-Fi and Bluetooth. Let's see, the device apparently costs about $209 each. It was supposed to ship this August, but that's not happening. And let's see, the other thing is it basically, there's 9 removable aroma capsules. This little guy that's in the video right here, they have like a fake voice for when he's talking. Look at that mustache and stuff. Is this the real guy? That's what I want to know. Is that the real dude? Or is that a hired actor? Yeah, let's just kick back Kylo Ren style. Oh yeah, it's so fun. We're really enjoying this, honey. Yeah, I'm Kylo Ren and you are too. Oh, we're having such a great time, and I'm smelling all kinds of scents. I don't know. I think this is really dumb here, folks. But you know what? It's in danger, ladies and gentlemen. Danger, danger. So apparently, FeelReal might get snuffed out due to a crackdown on vaping. So yeah, they've talked about it to their backers. They have a message. I'm going to go ahead and read it. It says, Dear backers, the information we have received from FDA considers all types of vaping devices dangerous to people. Since FeelReal Mask is technically a vaping device, we had to start a new round of testing and improve the product to get a permission for mass production and sales. We didn't know about the possible danger when we have started to work on the mask concept, and we do care about our users' health to a point. So if we don't get the approval after a new series of tests, we'll have to close the project and we'll take your money. We're terribly sorry for the inconveniences, but there's nothing we can do at the moment. We couldn't imagine that our mask would fall under such restrictions. We will put a new update right after we have any new details on the matter. Okay, I'm joking a little bit there, and, I'm joking a little bit, but yeah, this is kind of crazy. The vaping thing is in the news. Shiny Robot says this was always going to happen with vaping. Girillo says it was just become a weed device for when watching Bigscreen. Yeah, could you imagine that? Yeah, they could integrate that as well. Special weed versions coming only in California, Oregon, Washington, Nevada, Illinois, just starting yesterday. We're now shipping to Illinois and Colorado. But the whole idea behind this, here's the problem. Now I like, so they got vibration, they got little mini fans in there, so they're adding in extra stuff. That's cool. The part I don't like is having aromas getting all up in your face like that. I didn't like this concept from the very beginning. From the very beginning, I was like, no bueno. I liked the laugh factor of Kylo Ren. I did love that. But like, the idea of having like smells injected that close to and this dude right here, acclaimed perfumer. This guy's next level right there. But the idea of having smells shot that closely to your nose does not appeal to me at all. In fact, not only that, I hate it when people have, like my wife is like lighting scented candles and stuff, and I'm like, can you stop it with the chemicals already? I mean, all these things are just releasing chemicals into the air. Look, I gotta go to work. I work in a freaking cubicle farm, right? It's cubicles as far as the eye can see. And I'll tell you what, every other day, somebody is up there in the cubicle farm and they just drench themselves in cologne or perfume. And I'm like, oh my God, I gotta work all day next to this person that just drenched themselves. They poured an entire bottle of cologne all over me. I don't need this in my life, man. I don't need they got their own freaking video editor and shit. What do they need that crap for? Oh, to try to sync up the smells with the different parts of the movie. I mean, this is some crazy S right here. This really is. It is pretty amazing what's going on here with this thing. But yeah, that is FeelReal. And Mark Bone says that guy escaped from a fortune teller machine on the boardwalk. Yeah, he was in the movie Big. I just saw that recently. Mark Bond says, I like the genuine weed smell. JD4Sex looks like ravers inhaling poppers. Yeah, so it's funny. And Phil Yearn says they found the perfect excuse. Are you talking about like to run away with everybody's money and not having to ship a product? Oh my God, is it the perfect storm? I honestly was thinking the exact same thing myself. But no, it looks like these people are really serious about whatever they're trying to do here. But yeah, when this whole thing unraveled, I thought, man, if you were like the founder of this thing and you just wanted to bounce with everybody's money, like oh my God, just the perfect storm of circumstances all unraveling. Or it's the perfect nightmare if they really are serious about this and they really do want to do it. I think this idea, like the idea of having scents and stuff, might be able to work long term. But the way I see it is you would have like a sprinkler system on your ceiling. You know, you have a sprinkler system and it releases smells a little bit further away, and then they just happen to waft in your general direction, and you get a little the idea of having smells just shot right into my nostrils, not necessarily what I'm looking for. But yeah, that is FeelReal. Might get snuffed out. It might get snuffed out. Okay, let's see. Story number 3. RWW Wright says, how would you make FeelReal to get a more realistic experience? I don't think I would do it. You know, see, here's the thing, man. Right now, what we need in VR is we got the eyes and we got the ears when we're talking about that is so hilarious to me. That is so hilarious how the couple is just like, oh yeah, we're enjoying some fine wine with our Kylo Ren mask. It's so hilarious to me. But when I'm thinking about the future of VR, it's like what I was talking about Bigscreen, is like, it's all about the field of view, it's all about the resolution, and it's all about 3D audio. Because if all we could do is take over 2 of our senses, what we see and what we hear, that is incredibly powerful. I mean, that is unbelievably powerful. And this is happening. Like, this is going to happen. In the next 15 years, this is going to happen guaranteed. I'm talking full human field of view and indistinguishable resolution. You know, indistinguishable resolution, where you'd have to have beyond 20/20 vision to get better, right? And so you're going to have full field of view, you're going to have perfect vision, and then the 3D audio. Now, the audio is going to be a hell of a lot harder than a lot of people think, because the Valve Index kind of has the right idea by having those speakers off you a little bit, but even that is not really going to work. If you really want to have sounds the right way, what you're really going to need is you're going to need a room that is completely soundproof, and it's also going to have speakers all around the entire room, like small speakers all around the entire room, an equal number of them, equal distance apart, all around the entire perimeter of your room. And then these speakers, they're going to treat your room as like this volumetric thing, like Dolby Atmos type stuff. And then the sounds will come at you and they'll enter your ear in a more natural way. As long as we're using headphones, we're never going to have completely natural sound. It's impossible. It's not possible, because this is not the way sound naturally comes into our ears. That's why the Valve Index is a little bit of an improvement by having those speakers kind of floating off of you, because then the sounds can come into your ears a little bit more naturally, right? Okay, but what I'm trying to say here is, let's just concentrate on vision and hearing. Let's not worry about smells. We don't need to worry about smells, man. That's so far away. Like, I think, like, this isn't something we need to worry about right now. We don't need to worry about smells. I mean, I get it. You got a Kylo Ren design and it looks really good. All right, so anyway, that is FeelReal. And why is the name FeelReal? What are you feeling? Shouldn't it be smell real or something? I mean, I don't know. FeelReal seems a little bit weird. Okay, so let's go to story number 3. And this one is pretty goddamn exciting, folks. I didn't know how exciting it was until I saw this video right here. So yeah, Zulubu Productions, obviously they've got Vertigo 2, but look at that. Look at those hands. Those hands looked good. In fact, they look so good, I'm going to start this video over again so we can see those hands, because goddamn, those hands look good. Let's start this over again. Okay, see, check this out. We're going to check this out. Look at these hands. Those hands look pretty goddamn good. Okay, so we know that Vertigo 2 is coming at some point in the year 2020, and Zulubu Productions is the developer of the game. And the guy there, of course, is a boy genius. Zach, don't want to try to pronounce his last name, but he basically was like a 17-year-old kid, and he pretty much was like 17 years old when he was working on the first Vertigo. He's since continued to like work with Valve, like he lives up there in that area, Bellevue, Washington area, and is really tight with them, programming all kinds of stuff, helping them out with stuff, doing some special Valve Index type stuff. And then, of course, we found out about Vertigo 2, and we got the Vertigo 2 demo. And I remember trying the Vertigo 2 demo and like being, wow, this, the improvement in all of this is really good. And this works really well with the Valve Index controllers. Finally a game that like really takes real advantage of the Valve Index controllers. And so it's funny because not too long after that, I was thinking about the original game Vertigo. And I was like, you know what? I never completely finished the original game Vertigo. And I bet you, this is the guy. This is the Vertigo guy. So I bet you it works great with the Valve Index. I bet you it's fully integrated with the Valve Index. I actually fired up the original Vertigo, and it didn't work at all with the Valve Index. It was all jacked up. And I'm like, this is the Valve Index guy. And his original game didn't work with the Valve Index. Like, it hasn't been updated. The controllers aren't working right. Nothing, nothing was working right. I was really surprised by that, really shocked by it. But, good news. All good things come to those that are willing to be patient, those of us that are willing to wait. And basically what we're looking at here, this is footage from a Vertigo remaster. So the original game is basically being completely remastered with all the new information that the guy has in terms of the Valve Index controllers and all this stuff. We can listen in and check this out for a second. Let's just see. I don't know if he's talking about anything in here. Let me turn it up a little bit. Yeah, so not really talking about anything. Okay, Gerillo in chat says, it's old, Anth. Like one of the first VR things that didn't suck in 2016. Yeah, no, I know about Vertigo. The original Vertigo. I was talking about this game in 2016. Probably on like maybe Vivecast or maybe on some of the first episodes of VR Roundtable, but I liked Vertigo, the original game, and I used to talk about the original Vertigo demo. Like, one of the things I was so amazed by the original Vertigo demo, we're talking way back in the days, is I really felt more immersed in the, like there was something about like the walls and just the lighting and everything. It felt like I was more there when I was playing the Vertigo demo. I really liked it. Then the full game came out. Yeah, look, I know this is really old, but it is being remastered and it looks pretty cool. Like, I think, like, I don't remember those arms looking like that in the original Vertigo. So I think they are making some improvements and some updates. The question at this point is, yeah, I mean, this is the question. Jarillo says it right there. Is the remake coming before Vertigo 2? Because he thought Vertigo 2 is a long time away. Well, we don't know when Vertigo 2 is coming, because on the Steam page, it basically just says Vertigo 2. It just says 2020. It doesn't even say like quarter 3, quarter 4, or anything like that. It just says 2020. Now, we do have the Vertigo 2 demo that is fully featured. I mean, the game feels pretty good, that little section of it. So you could imagine that Vertigo 2 will be available in 2020. But I gotta say, I'm the same way as you, Jarillo. I really hope this comes out before Vertigo 2. I hope this remaster comes out a lot sooner, because I want to go through this entire game. I didn't finish it the first time, but I probably got halfway through. I want to go through it again with this remastered version before I play Vertigo 2. And I'm sure, you know, everybody else would like to do the same thing. But anyway, I just thought this was a really cool, you know, cool news, a cool idea to go back and remaster this game. I thought it was super weird that the main Valve Index guy, his original game didn't work properly with Valve Index controllers, but it looks like he's well aware of that fact and he's going to make up for it with this remaster. And definitely looks pretty sweet. So yeah, that is the original Vertigo. So we'll just have to keep our eyes peeled to the various Steam pages to see when this is going to release. I wonder, is this going to be like some kind of DLC update? Will it be free? That's the other question. Is this going to be free to anybody that already owns Vertigo? Hopefully. I mean, you'd imagine it would be. But they could call it like Vertigo Remastered and make it a completely separate thing, or maybe give people a discount. Like if you already own the original Vertigo, maybe you have like an 80% discount on this remastered version. So we're not sure exactly what's going to happen in terms of how it's going to arrive on Steam and how people are going to be able to experience it. But it is good news to be sure. All right, well, that's pretty much the stories that I really do have for today. But you know what? I did grab some trailers for some upcoming games that I thought look mildly interesting. And the first one I wanted to go to, hold on a second here. Let me get I should probably get the Steam page up and running. Okay, so let's go ahead and switch over to the Webinal real quick right now. And yeah, this is our Webinal setup. And you know, every once in a while I'm on Steam and I'm looking at upcoming VR games that are coming on Steam, always looking for like new release dates or possibly new announcements, new games that I didn't know about prior. And I saw this game and I thought, this is really weird. It is called Bizarre Barber. Bizarre Barber, and it is coming in February. Synesthetic Echo is the developer of this game, and it is very trippy. And I went ahead and I grabbed the trailer for it. Now, unfortunately, my trailer window is going to be screwed up because this is probably going to be a 1080p trailer. The last one was 720p, so I'm probably going to get boned right here. But let me go ahead and grab this. We'll grab this trailer for Bizarre Barber and go ahead and check it out real quick. So hold on a second, folks. Bizarre Barber. Okay. Oh, it's fitting the window. All right.
Landing on the ground, rangers, we prefer survival. We landed on the ground, we prefer radiation. We landed on the ground, rangers, We make love lavish. United on the ground, radio. We make for lover fallout. United on the ground, radio. We can mute mutants for you. United on the ground, radio. And sing it over.
Game of the Year confirmed. That is our favorite for Game of the Year 2020, Bizarre Barber. I mean, you know, it looks pretty trippy. People talk about trippy games. This is definitely a trippy game, to be sure. I don't know. It looks kind of lame, but at first, when I first saw it, I was like, oh, it looks really colorful. It looks kind of trippy looking. But yeah, don't know about that. Don't know that that's going to be a Beat Saber killer. But it does look kind of weird, kind of funny style. All right, let's see. Another game I can show you guys real quick is, well, you know what? There's a brand new trailer that just dropped today for a game that is coming on February 13th to both Steam and the Oculus Store. It's a hack and slash adventure. It's called Orion 13. And this trailer just dropped today. Why don't we go ahead and check this one out? I'm going to turn the volume up on Bizarre Barber, and we're going to check out Orion 13. So let's check that out.
Welcome to Transport Station Gamma 6.
That last job got real ugly. It was my 500s, you know. I told Ryder it was my last. I'm going home. I am completely operational, Commander, and all my circuits are functioning perfectly.
Most of you don't last long enough anyway.
They're all really mean here. Please don't break me.
You think you're so smart?
I think you like this.
Time to die. This is just beginning.
All right, well, that is Orion 13. Yeah, that's coming on February 13th from Metro VR Studios. And, you know, I was going to kind of shit all over this. Like, when I first saw it, I was like, oh, man, is this stuff going to survive? You know, we're in the year 2020, and had this game come out in 2016 or 2017 for these VR platforms, might be a super cool thing. But now we are in this reality of the Asgard's effect. You know, we have games like Asgard and Stormland and Boneworks, Espire 1, Budget Cuts 2, Westworld Awakening, all these great games that we've gotten used to, like a new level of polish in VR gaming. And even in the month of January, you know, we're going to get Saints and Sinners. And this game's coming in February, on February 13th. And the thing is, see, there's a lot of projects that are like this that have been in development for a couple of years now. You know, probably a small little indie team. Derail Gaming says, give us the barber game back. No, this actually looks kind of cool. I was watching a little bit more of this and I'm like, you know, this big cyberpunk world, maybe you get inside here. It's kind of a fever dream. You know, it's kind of a fever dream. It is kind of like an acid trip. Like, it looks like some weird sci-fi movie from like a long time ago. You got a lot of voice acting and stuff. Like right there where you're running across that little ledge and then you're jumping on these platforms. Like, that looks kind of cool. Like that little, I could see like the environmental storytelling, like just being in this world in VR. It might be kind of cool. This might be kind of cool if you can get over the fact that it's not going to have all the best production value and that the animations look pretty crappy. And we're in an entirely new era, you know, but this is like a hack and slash adventure. I guess, you know, that's the question of the day, folks. This is the, do I have my question of the day thing? It's been a long time since I've used my, yeah, I still have it. Okay, I still have it. This is the question of the day. Oh, okay. You know what's funny? All of these things have been 720p because my question of the day is 1080p. So all of these things have been 720p so far. But yeah, so the question of the day, VR gamers that are out there, we just saw a trailer for a game called Orion 13, a game that may have impressed the living crap out of us in 2016 and 2017. May have been a cult classic. We might have been really into it. But now it is not 2016 nor 2017. It's not even 2018 or 2019. We're now in 2020. We just got done playing Boneworks, Asgard's Wrath, Stormland, Espire 1, Budget Cuts 2, all these great polished, highly production valued games that we've been playing over the last 90 days or so. So the question of the day is, do you guys have any time for these kinds of games? Are you going to consider them at all? Or do these games just fly out the window for you? Like you have no interest whatsoever? Is it basically what I'm trying to ask you guys is this: when it comes to the money that you're going to spend on VR gaming, are you even going to give consideration to anything that doesn't look at least AA? That's pretty much the question right there. If it's obviously not it's not AAA and it's not AA, you know it's an indie game. Are you going to even consider a game like this? Or are you in a new world? Are you in a new era where you're not going to consider these kind of games? Because you do have Saints and Sinners. Saints and Sinners is coming on January 23rd. If you got a PlayStation VR, Iron Man VR is coming in the final day of February. And then, of course, Half-Life Alyx is dropping a bomb in March. And there's going to be other big games that are probably going to filter in around these time frames as well. So do you have time for these kind of like indie-ish, crappy kind of looking games? I mean, because there could be some diamonds in the rough. We just got done talking about Vertigo, right? The original Vertigo is one of those diamonds in the rough. And a game like that could come out. Jarillo says Orion 13 says fall 2019. Yeah, the trailer that just came out, the trailer just came out today, and it says coming on February 13th to Steam and Oculus Store. So I'm assuming that it is actually going to happen like that. Chris Richardson says yes. Yes, he's still going to consider indie games, and he's going to say the reason why is because that's where you're going to get the out-of-the-box thinking. That's where you're going to get people taking chances. Okay, so he's still interested. He says, I'm still interested in seeing what the Fringe can do. So he's going to still consider those. Mark P says, I consider indie games. I buy far more indie games than the AA, AAA games. Bill B says, yes, fun is fun. Am going into Raptor Valley tonight, 89 cents, but not AAA, LOL. Phil Yarn says, I bought some World War II flight simulator called I2 something for like $12. It looks dope. Those Sims rule in VR. I have no time for games that look crappy. Yeah, so we're seeing the opposite sides of the scenario here. Some people are saying no. Like Christopher Davis, nope, I'm done. I'm not doing these anymore. JD46 says fly out the window with Lone Echo 2 and Half-Life VR. I am is and isn't says free or less than $5 at least if it's not going to be AA at least, or even if it's AA. Gerillo says indie games definitely have less chance with me now. I have a large VR library. That's not even including the fact I am great with Vorbex. He's great. Gerillo is really great with Vorbex. Yeah, so that's the thing. But Wojciech Lezenak, probably absolutely butchering that name there, says new ideas matter. I do agree with that. You know what? I agree with that. And like that trailer, Orion 13, like you guys can laugh about it, but the big world that they created there and how it's like all kind of trippy. It's kind of like a fever dream. It's kind of like that old artificial intelligence movie, you know, from a while, like just a weird world. Like sometimes weird worlds are good, but yeah, the production value, it's hard, man. It's hard because you get used to the good stuff, and then it's so hard to go back to jank city. Gaming science teacher says, what's the question of the day? The question of the day, basically, gaming science teacher, we just got done watching trailers from some very indie games that look kind of craptacular. And I was basically asking the question, are you guys done with indie games? That's pretty much what I was asking. Are you done with indie games? Are you just, you've been spoiled? Too much AAA? Too much AA? You're playing Asgard's Boneworks, Pistol Whip. You're playing all these incredible, highly polished games. Do indie games still matter to you? It's a pretty good question. And so that's what I was asking everybody. But yeah, this show is basically done. I just kind of wanted to come in here and do just a quick little show today. Really wasn't prepared for much of anything, but I felt like I owe you guys a show because it is Thursday and yesterday was kind of a bonus episode. So I did want to get an episode in. I was able to do that. I feel really good about that. Not the best episode today. I was talking about big screen cinema, and I definitely need to try that out. I need to see if I'm wrong about the resolution and everything. I'm going to try that. I really am. In fact, I'm going to load that up as soon as I'm done here. I am going to try the big screen cinema. We talked about the Vertigo remaster. We also talked about FeelReal. The crackdown on the Kylo Ren mask is devastating to all involved. So we talked about some stuff like that. But anyway, folks, I will be back this Sunday. I will be on Twitch, 11:30 a.m. Pacific time. I will be twitching it up. And my plan for Sunday is the month of, April, May, June. The month of June and maybe July for Game of the Year discussion. And then also anything else that comes down the pipe, any other news, any other interesting things with games, release dates, all those kinds of things. So I will be back Sunday on Twitch, 11:30 a.m. And then what I've been doing with these Twitch episodes, you guys may have noticed this, but when the Twitch episode is over, you know, I grab the Twitch episode, I put it into a thing, edit it a little bit, you know, just like the front and the end of it maybe a little bit, and add some little things to it really quick, render that, upload it to YouTube. Unfortunately, the whole process takes like 14 hours. It's ridiculous. I've got the slowest upload speeds on planet Earth. I'm not even kidding. Oh my God, Sacramento, AT&T Uverse. What is the problem? It takes literally like 6-7 hours for my freaking Twitch stream to upload to YouTube. It takes forever. It's unbelievable. That's why doing these streams are better, because then it's already there and it just like processes it and it's already there. But yeah, so I will see you guys on Sunday at 11:30 a.m. That's pretty much going to do it for this episode, and we'll see you guys in. So everybody have a good weekend, and I'll see you guys on Sunday. Take it easy. Later.